Sky Outlaw versus Chris Statlander. We tried this yesterday. Let's pray and hope that we have audio here. And I'll be looking at the mixer to make sure it happens. And yes, we do. We do have audio. So, there we go. We do have audio, which is fantastic. So, some of you have been asking me, like, when's the RCW Ascend pay-per-view, which is after this episode. And I don't have a date set for it yet, simply because I'm waiting on Omega Man X44. He is a co-creator for Xbox. He creates all the AEW guys, and he's working on updated, like, models of Kenny Omega and Dustin Rhodes and other things, so I'm waiting for his models to come out because he does an exceptional job and just brings so much life into this game, so much creativity, and I want to wait for his stuff to come out. Definitely follow him on Twitter if you need any cause, if you play this game and you're just looking to have some awesome cause to create. Also, Dre Gaming also does a really good job, as you can see here by the Chris Statlander here. He did a really good job on Chris here. So, definitely check him out on Twitter. Also, Iconic2K as well. These guys are just incredible. You know, these guys are absolutely incredible, and they prolong the life of the game. We also have our old arena back. So we have our old arena back here. And I think I asked a question a couple streams ago. I think it was episode 18 of RCW, which I still have to edit and upload to the YouTube side of things. But I think I asked a question a little bit ago on that stream, and that was, how do you guys feel about, like, having just different arenas? I know we did an arena for Domestic Violence Awareness Month for October, and it was all decked out in purple. But, you know, how would you guys feel about having that? About having, you know, different arenas that we switch up every once in a while and just have those, you know, just something. You know, because I think it would be cool, you know, just every once in a while. Obviously, we have the different arenas for the pay-per-views and stuff. You know, that's been a staple. But, I'm kind of curious to see what you guys think about that and stuff. We also may have a new title coming to RCW as well. And the reason for that is simply this. You know, it sometimes can be difficult to find storylines or to find things for superstars to do. And, you know, like, Jason Outlaw is one of the biggest examples right now. I just have nothing for him, which is very odd considering he's a member of the Outlaw family, a staple of this channel, a staple of this brand here. It is just very odd to not have something for him, but so I created sort of a TV title where it can be defended every week on RCW, and it also can be defended at pay-per-views. And that is for, you know, the single stars who don't really get a lot of, who aren't really in major storylines or anything like that. It's kind of like a title where it's kind of like the hardcore title, where it can just change hands anytime. That sort of thing here as the referee begins the count here. Now Chris Statlander with a body slam here to Sky, but I'm looking just for new ways to, I guess, improve the show and keep the show, you know, fresh for myself. And and stuff like that. Also, wow, okay. We're just gonna pretend that didn't happen. Also, I think Sakate brought it to my attention that he talked about having storylines that intertwine with our EFEDs, which, for example, you know, if Amaya is in a rivalry with Sky or Luna or one of the two, which is his wrestler in his EFED, the EWL, right there, the Epic Wrestling League, that the rivalry continues on RCW. That the rivalries are universal, and they continue throughout our shows. And I think that's pretty awesome, because then that'll kind of save me some time in creating storylines, but it also makes our EFEDs, I guess, more valuable, I guess. You know, if you want to see what happens, you know, you'll have to check out, you know, not just his show, but Def's show and my show as well, and it kind of just brings the community together a little bit more, and I think that's awesome, and so I'll be talking with him on that and seeing where that goes. Sky here using the second rope for a crossbody here on Chris Statlander. Now she's calling her up to her feet now. This is something very strange here. Now she's going for a roll-up here. 1, 2 to get the win over Chris Statlander, and a kick out at 2.5. A kick out at 2.5, but Chris Statlander reverses that into a suplex there. I think Sky was going to go for an inverted DDT there. Now punches right to the face. That's definitely going to ruin the makeup that she spends so much time on. Oh, but a reversal there from Sky here. Now an elbow right to the face. Tried for a kick to the midsection. No. Kick again from Chris Statlander. Caught the foot there. Spun her around, and a chop right to the chest of Chris Statlander. And a backbreaker following it up. We're seeing a quick back and forth here from these two ladies. Yeah, so I'm going to try and figure out what's going on with the alerts. You know, we're going to have a new theme for Luna Outlaw, which you just heard for the host alert, which is awesome. The Sky gets planted here from Chris Statlander. Now dragging her away from the ropes, very wise there, possibly going for a cover, and yes, she is right there. And a kick out easily. Galaxy's greatest alien. Wrestling's hardcore princess going at it here. Self-proclaimed, by the way, as Sky's lifting it up. And a Sky's the limit driver here. But a rope break saves Chris Statlander, as I think her arm was underneath the rope there. I believe her left arm was underneath. And now Sky's deciding to go up top, looking for the Skyfall patented move here as she hits the Skyfall on Chris Statlander. 1, 2, 3, and Sky gets the victory here in very quick fashion. But a back and forth match here from Sky and Chris Statlander, but Sky able to beat the alien and send her back to her planet. Sky with the victory here as we move on to our next match, as we go over to the break screen while the next one loads up here, guys. And speaking of Jason Outlaw, this next match here, Jason Outlaw versus Matt Riddle, is going to commence here. RCW normal match. We have a count out of 20 here. Instead of a count out of 10. So, We changed that rule specifically because there's sometimes where the AI doesn't want to get back in the ring, and we like our matches to end in winners, so we never like to have draws, unless it adds to a storyline, of course, but Jason Outlaw and Matt Riddle here as we get this one underway. As I believe we have Jason coming out here first, and like I said, with this new title that we have in the works right now, I think it's going to be called the Ravage Championship, and it's going to be sort of like a TV title, like I mentioned. And some of you may ask, like, how is that going to work? Like I mentioned before, we're going to have the champion defend the title every week. That's a must. That is a must. Here as I quickly go over and grab my play and charge kit here for the controller, as we are experiencing low batteries, and that's never good. Jason Outlaw gets ready here. Okay, there we go. Okay. But it's going to work like a TV title, like any TV title you have seen in wrestling over the years, where it will be defended on RCW every week. It can be defended at a pay-per-view, but it doesn't necessarily have to. But it's just to give you guys, especially you guys, because I know you guys love seeing your wrestlers as part of this universe. You guys love seeing it. And, you know, that this universe is heavily community-driven, as a lot of the cause here are not only by Omega Man X44, but a lot of your guys' cause are in this universe, and you know, it's very community driven, so I want to make sure that you guys get an equal opportunity, and you guys get championship opportunities, and you guys get you know, just entertaining storylines and entertaining just about everything to be a part of, and you know, that's important to me. So you know, if creating another title is the way we got to do it, then that's the way we got to do it, as a spine buster here from Jason. Now Jason with an Irish whip into the ropes to Matt Riddle. Oh, both men trying to fire back on something here. And Matt Riddle, though, with a knee right to the gut. Now the submission, the MMA background coming out to help Matt Riddle, but Jason able to get out of that. The submission training was huge for the Outlaws and the Manhattan School of Wrestling. Irish whip here to Jason, into the corner now. Jason turns it around now. A couple of a shoulder tackle in the corner. Now Jason off the ropes. Wow, what a kick. And Jason's coming back again, and another kick there. And he's doing it again a third time. And Matt Riddle is down now. Jason lifting him right back up, trying for a kick again, but Matt Riddle checks that kick there. Irish whip into the ropes here. A lot of Irish whips happening and takes him down there. And a pin there, one. And a count of one there, Matt Riddle. Ooh, kicks him right down again. Again, these quick kicks from Matt Riddle. This MMA background definitely playing a role in this matchup here early. There's a drop to hold to Matt Riddle there. And a body slam there, a simple body slam. from Jason there, and an Irish whip into the ropes again with the Irish whips and a spinning elbow strike there. Oh, dropping the knee right on the throat, it appears, of Matt Riddle. And now a bail kick right there. Oh, I don't know. It looked like he missed a part of it there. Didn't get all of it, but he got just enough. Now he's going to roll it up into a small package here, catching Matt Riddle off guard, and gets a 1 count there. Just a 1 count. Now working on the back now. Very wise there. Oh, but an arm drag there from Matt Riddle. Now Matt Riddle lifting up Jason now. Carries him over to the corner, smashing him face first into the turnbuckle, and now a punch. Now Matt Riddle shoving him back first, and now a... Wow, what a belly-to-belly suplex there. Now Matt Riddle may be looking for Bro Derek here. Might be looking for Bro Derek here. Bro Derek! On Jason. And we know how much heart this kid's got, but who knows how much he has left. 2 here. Count of 2 and he's got him. Matt Riddle just got him just like that off of the Bro Derek. And surprisingly, you know, we're seeing this slump here already from Jason Outlaw. I believe he lost his last match. This is a slump we're not used to seeing. At least on here anyway, from the Outlaw family, but Matt Riddle able to get the victory there. As he celebrates as we move on to our next match, folks, fairly quickly. As now we have Whitney White, crazy ass Whitney White going up against Rosemary. Now this is a pay-per-view quality match right here, but we are getting it on a regular episode of RCW. This is pretty insane. Considering the history between Whitney White and Luna Outlaw, and strangely enough, Luna Outlaw is not out here at ringside for Whitney White. So this is very odd here, as Luna Outlaw and Whitney White have been at each other's sides for quite a while now. And, you know, some people may call Luna a little bit crazy. And maybe that's why Whitney White and her just mesh very well, but I'd like to think Luna is a very, very, very smart young lady. Very, very smart and very in tune with herself. In terms of what she's been through and the psychological warfare that she's had to deal with. So we will see exactly what happens here when Whitney White takes on the Demon Assassin, Rosemary. Is now Whitney White makes her way out here first. Like I said, pay attention here, because Luna Outlaw is not out here with her. She is not. At the RCW Ascend pay-per-view, she will be facing Amaya Blackwell of the Blackwell family. The only Blackwell, I may mention, that is not on the shelf right now, because Big Nasty, Bubba Blackwell, and Bryce Blackwell are on the shelf with injury at the hands of... Well, I think if I remember correctly, Bryce is injured because of Young Sin. And Big Nasty is injured at the hands of Lance Archer. So Whitney White is ready to take on the Demon Assassin, Rosemary. Now it makes you wonder who's gonna tap into that mental state, into that crazy mental state, because I don't think Rosemary's all there either. She talks about chaos and violence and obviously pure virgin blood and all this other wacky, creepy shit. And it makes me wonder who's gonna... Yeah, I did start earlier today, King Cobra. I did start earlier because I don't have to go to class today. So it's an optional college class. Or, well, not optional, but in today it is. I got an email from my teacher saying if you want to join the class, you can. If you don't, you don't have to. So, oh, by the way, I did get your message on Discord. I just didn't get it at the time because I have Do Not Disturb on my phone after a certain amount of time. Because otherwise I'm going to be up late at night on my phone and never get any sleep. So, we have Rosemary here going up against Whitney White. As the referee gets us underway here. Now Whitney White charging in and just plows over Rosemary, runs her over. Like I said, that craziness, that crazy ass Whitney. There's a reason why she's called that here. Maybe that's the way Deftus made her here, but... Well, definitely check out my buddy Sakate here as the bot just sent you a little thing in chat for you to check him out. He is awesome. He is also the co-host. This is the third match out of 5. We usually have 5 to 6 matches on a show, depending on what happens. So for the title that we have coming to RCW, for this new title that I had the idea for, and I got this idea because one thing is, we do not have enough tag teams. That is one thing I'm going to admit right now. We just don't have a lot of them. And you know, I've been talking to Deftus Violator. We got another tag team. Thanks to Frost Hero, we got him. We got his guys, and we are in the market for looking for new tag teams. Because the one thing that crossed my mind is that I don't like just throwing random people together in terms of tag teams. With women, I can get away with it. But in terms of, you know, actual tag teams and competing for tag team championships, you know, sometimes throwing tag teams together can be awesome. And other times, it's like, why are these two together? It makes no sense. Why would they be together? And so I don't want to, you know, have to, when I make the storylines for all of this and everything, I don't want to have to, like, question it any longer. So we're in the market for new tag teams, but that is why I made another title. Because one, you know, there are a lot of your guys and there are a lot of superstars here that both IRL wrestlers and both, you know, your cause and obviously the wrestlers that I've created that don't have any major storylines. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Because a lot of the major storylines have to do with rivalries or a championship storyline or a title surrounding it. And I like to have well thought out storylines. I don't just like to have storylines or angles that are stupid and that make absolutely no sense and that waste your time and that aren't entertaining. Because to me, if I don't find it entertaining, then chances are you're not going to. Because, there are times where I write down storylines or I have ideas and I'm just like, let me see how this goes. And then there's a couple times where I'm just like, okay, I'm going to scrap this storyline before it gets worse. So, we're going to be having a title, like I mentioned. It is a TV championship title. It's going to be called the Ravage Championship, and it's going to be defended every week on RCW. A tournament for that is going to start in Season 9, which is next season. So it's going to start in Season 9, and this title, it is for the men, but I'm thinking because I don't have a lot of women either, because the thing is I have a lot of male superstars. I have a lot of male superstars. So having a lot of male superstars, it is really difficult for them to just challenge for 2 titles. Whether it be the Carnage title, which is equivalent to the mid-card belt, or the world title. And some of them, like, with the world title, I like to have, like, a major storyline with it. Because it's the world title. It's the main title of the show. So, I'm hoping that with this title, with this TV title, that we can have some fun and we're able to create storylines out of it that could lead to a Carnage Championship storyline. There's Whitney here with the power bomb and into a pin here and flipping it over into a Boston Crab here on Rosemary, but Rosemary able to get out of it. But that is my plan for that title, and it's going to be defended on RCW every week, so we may actually increase the amount of matches. We might increase it to 6. Hardcore European Championship. That's basically what it is. It's a hardcore title, but this title can be defended in any style match that they choose, that a champion chooses. So if the champion or the challenger, depending on if it's a storyline or what happens, so it's going to be something, I think you guys are going to like it. I think it's going to be something special. And it's time we do something really special. With Season 9 coming up on almost 10 seasons of this show, and which is like 2 years worth here. As Rosemary lifting her up with the Red Wedding here, right away on Whitney White out of nowhere. 1, 2, 3, and the Demon Assassin gets the win over Whitney White. Excuse me. Holy cow! Right out of the gate there. So the custom championship from 2. I wouldn't say. Was there a custom title? Yeah, I think. I don't remember because I didn't play through that. But if there was, it's gonna be kind of like. Yeah, I would say so. I've heard about it. I haven't played through the story mode because I hate the My Career modes in this game. The only My Career mode that I would actually have an interest in playing if I had an interest in it would be NBA 2K's, because of how their story is. So, but I normally, obviously, I create my own storylines through the My Career universe modes and my YouTube side of things and all that, but But yeah, I don't really know the plans for it. It's kind of just there. I kind of have an idea of what I want to do with it. 2K20, my career was... It was alright. I didn't play through the whole thing. And I'll say why. As this next match loads up as we go over to the break screen. So the reason why I didn't like 2K20's my career universe mode, not only because of the bugs of the game and it just being an unplayable game, but to me, Trey and Red were the most corniest, stupidest characters ever. Like, to me, you should have, if you really want to make it a my career mode, you should have characters with voices, obviously. You can do that. But, to me, it's supposed to be about your story. Like, I don't think it should be linear. Like, even in the NBA My Career mode, like, you know, you can do practice, you can do My Park, you can do, you know, all this other stuff. And stuff like that. And I'm not saying that NBA 2K needs to be... I would like to see some of that stuff applied to WWE 2K's mode. Like, for example, you create your My Career guy and you have something like that's called My Career, I don't know, like My Performance Center or something, I don't know, where you train and, like, I had this whole, like, idea of how they could prolong the life of 2K, of the WWE 2K game. Instead of doing it every year, they could do it every 2 years, or at least, if they're going to do it every year, like, have something that players can go back to. You know what I mean? Have something that, you know, players, like, after they do the My Career unit, or the My Career mode, if they play that, like, have something that, you know, is going to make the casual fan so my ideas for it before we get on to this next match, because I think this is important. For my ideas for it, and this is like for long term. I'm not saying that WWE 2K is gonna do this for 2K22, but this is just something, and you're gonna hear a lot of examples from the NBA 2K series because I think they do this very well. And that is, they create this whole thing called My Park, where you can go to the store and buy clothes for your guy. You can go to the gym and you know, train your guy to get your attributes up or something like that. And you can play like Blacktop Park and rank up and do like tournaments and special events and stuff like that. Like, what I would like to see is kind of like a WWE 2K version of that, just wrestling. So, like, for example, like, you could have My Performance Center, where you have the Performance Center, which is the gym where every WWE superstar has. You have these 4 or 5 rings or whatever, and you can train. There can be like a computer trainer or an AI trainer or whatever, or mini games or something, instead of having virtual currency that you constantly have to grind for, and you don't even get a lot of virtual currency from playing matches. So rather than have it be virtual currency that levels up your attributes, you should do mini games, because that way it makes it more fun. Like, the grind for VC is just not fun. It's not. Like, I don't find it fun. I mean, it's ridiculous how long it takes you to get enough VC to get a move. And if I could play a mini game where, based on how I do in that mini game, I get certain attribute points. And it gives me something to play, you know what I mean? Instead of just playing match over and over and over and over and over and over and over and, you know, continuously trying to do that. Also, another thing that I have is kind of going off of what I said before with the My Performance Center, where, like, you can have your My Career dudes and dudettes, and females, compete in those rings. Kind of like my park, where you play the blacktop. So you can have, like, either tag team matches, one-on-one matches, triple threat matches, stuff like that. And since WWE has, like, a pay-per-view every month they can have a special event, like Hell in a Cell for October, or Survivor Series for November, and you have, like, a special, I don't know, like an outfit, or, you know, something like that. You know, it doesn't have to be something amazing. You know, but, like, this world is about online gaming and about playing with your friends. And so, like, as much fun as I have doing random crap on WWE 2K19, having that, like, my park or my performance center, as, like, a long-term idea thing, like, if that was in the game, I'd be playing 2K a lot. I would be playing this game a lot. And, you know, like, maybe you can be in a match with friends and grind for titles. Custom characters, I think they did. I can't remember if they did or not, but I think they did. You know, I just want something fun, you know what I mean? I want something that I can come back to. It's like I was mentioning earlier in the stream, like, having all these new wrestling games coming out, like AEW's video game, and having intergender wrestling. Having that as an option. Having special guest referee as an option. More match types. More arena customizations. We're not asking for a lot. Like, to me, that's not a lot. That's the same modes we've seen in wrestling games in the past. That it's the simple things that make the game fun. I'm not asking for a complete overhaul of the game or whatever. I'm just asking, if I want to jump off of the barricade, and I see it on TV on Raw, when I see people jump off of it, get on top of it and jump off of it, or when I see people fight in the crowd and they jump off of, I don't know, like when I see Jeff Hardy do all the crap, I don't know if special guest referee is in AEW's game. I would hope it is. And here's my hope. Because Kenny Omega is behind it, and he's a big gamer, like, to me, a lot of these game developers aren't gamers. They're not. They're just idiots who know how to develop a game. And I say idiots because they don't know. Like, to me, as gamers, I think we know what we want more than the developers know. Because, like, me as an avid gamer that has been playing games for a long time and playing wrestling games for a long time, like, I'd like to think that I know what I want, and I know what other friends of mine want in a game. And I think if I was a developer, I think me as a gamer, and knowing that I play those games, would come in handy when I develop a game. You know, so it's. I mean, I'm not knocking any developer or anything. I'm just saying that, like, when you're a gamer and a developer, like, if you're an avid gamer yourself, you kind of know what a gamer would want, right? Because you do it. And some of these developers aren't gamers themselves, and they don't play this game, or they don't play their game that they've created, or they didn't grow up playing their game, or playing an NBA game, or whatever, or something. like day in and day out. So sometimes they don't know what they want when the actual people who play the game every day know what they want to have. And I think with Kenny Omega being a gamer himself, and with him playing No Mercy and the older wrestling games and stuff like that, and with AEW being the product that it is, wanting to give fans something different, and that has been what they've. And regardless of your opinion on the company, I think they offer something different for both the talent and the audiences. To me, like, regardless of what you think about the product, regardless of what you think about the storylines and the wacky shit that happens, everybody's like, well, you know, some of the stuff that they do is kind of entertaining rather than sports, which they were going for a more sports-oriented product. But to me, the things that I look for are, like, because I'm all over Twitter, and I see wrestling fans bitch all the time about, you know, WWE and whatever, or any other company. They bash any other company. Or the ones that are just absolute fanboys that say WWE sucks, AEW is where it's at, blah, 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 whatever. To me, every company has their downfalls and their pros and cons. But to me, I think of it as, what if I was a member of that roster? I think of it as, if Bryan Outlaw was on that roster, what would I want as an employee? And that's what I look when I look at the product. If I see a wrestler having a blast and hearing in interviews that they love what they're doing, to me that's good enough for me. Because if they're entertained and they love what they're doing, then chances are I'm going to be entertained too. Because to me, as a person, I don't care. If the wrestler looks like they're having fun with what they're doing, like, you can tell in their promos, in their matches, in everything. You can tell. And you know, it's great to see that. And I wish more fans would kind of look at it in that way, instead of just moaning and bitching about, you know, whatever isn't happening. You know what I mean? But yeah, those are some of the ideas that I have for, you know, wrestling games and WWE 2K going forward. But I'm really excited. Like Bayley. Yeah, Bayley. My God, don't even get me started. I love Bayley. I absolutely love Bayley. Like, I adore Bayley. I've loved Bayley since, like, her NXT days, and she's loving being heel. She loves being heel, and even though she's obnoxious and annoying, which to me is a terrible quality as a heel, because, I mean, annoying, anybody can be annoying. I can be annoying, right? But I love it at the same time because she loves what she's doing. And she said that multiple times. She knew that the hugger gimmick was getting stale and all that, and she wanted something different, and she did that, and she's doing it well, and she's having fun, and I'm happy for her in that retrospect. You know, that's why I did some things with Bayley with Bryan Outlaw. I did a promo ahead of Hell in a Cell when I said that she would retain the title, and obviously she lost it. But I used the entire role model gimmick, because her gimmick is exactly like the Outlaw's gimmick. It's literally the Outlaw's gimmick. Which is why I'm pissed, but I'm also flattered, because it's like, she took my idea. Like, that is what I wanted in Bayley. I wanted Bayley to be like that. And then when she won the title, when she turned heel and said, "Hey bitches, screw all of you," I was like, yes! Finally! It happened! Finally she swore, and finally she doesn't care, and finally she's gotten rid of that stupid hugging thing. And I was like, so happy when I was seeing her stab the life out of the inflatable tube man, and I was laughing, then when they cut to the camera, the kids crying, I was dying laughing. I was just, I know that's gonna sound like I'm horrible, but that's what you're supposed to do. Like, as an entertainer, you're supposed to get emotion. You're supposed to be emotionally involved in it. And having kids cry fit that, because her last gimmick was all about hugging kids and about, hugging the fans and stuff, and then she's just like, screw all of you, I'm gonna... And it was awesome. It was awesome. It was great. It was great. And that's the thing. That's the thing I do with the Outlaw character. What can I say that's gonna piss people off? Like, and that's the thing I love doing. I was trying to give my buddy Scott Richards, who you're gonna see in this next match. My buddy Scott Richards, that's his stage name. That's his wrestler name. And he told me he was gonna turn heel in his hometown. And I'm from his hometown. So he told me that he was gonna turn heel, and he asked me for tips, and I said, be an asshole. I was like, be an absolute asshole. I was like, take the meanest side of you and just times it by 10. And I said, you really want to make people pissed off? Comment on the Buffalo Bills. Talk about how they're never going to win a Super Bowl. Talk about how they lost the Super Bowl 4 times in a row. And then talk about the Patriots. Talk about the New England Patriots, because everybody hates those guys. I'm a Patriots fan, and me being from, Western New York, I get hated a lot because, the Buffalo Bills. So I trash talk the Buffalo Bills all the time. And I was telling him, I said, just be the worst person that you can be when it comes to being a heel. But be articulate. Be articulate with your language. Do some pauses. And he goes, should I talk like you? I said, don't talk like me. Don't copy me. Just be you. And he's autistic. He has a form of autism. And I said, you know what? I said, because people make fun of you because of your disability, I said, make fun of everybody else. Use that as leverage. Because you can use things that people have made fun of you for and make jokes out of it. And the audience is going to love you anyway. So, I was trying to give him tips. And hopefully his heel turn turns out well. He hasn't talked to me about it yet, but I'm really excited for him. But let's get to this next match, folks. Obviously, I like talking about Bayley. I love talking about wrestling in real life. But that was an awesome heel turn. And it was fantastic. And her social media game was on fire ahead of Survivor Series, because she kept photoshopping herself on Captain Marvel and Captain America and calling herself Captain Bayley. And I was like, yup, alright, I'm loving this. And, I was tweeting out, and I was like, Bayley's my captain any day, come on. I mean, not to, the little bit of the Outlaws coming out here. But, I had a couple interactions with Bayley a few times at shows, and, she was an absolute sweetheart, but she was mean to me. That wasn't nice. Well, mean to me in terms of a character, because she told me to shut up. She told me to shut my pie hole. And then, because somebody held up a sign that said, screw you to Bayley, or screw you. And I love interacting with wrestlers and stuff like that. So there was an instance where Bayley said, screw you to me. And then I said, screw me? Screw me? Sign me up, sweetheart. I was thinking of a whole new meaning of the word screw, but I was just playing along with, the character, because I have fun doing it. I've never gotten, in trouble, ever, Cause they love it. They love it. You know, Bailey kind of just smiled at me when I said that because it was funny. You know, like she kind of gave like a sinister smile, and she gave me a fist, thinking like she was gonna hit me in the face. I was like, screw me, sign me up, come on, hit me. You won't. Like, you know, I've done it to Paige too on her stream when her and I are talking about her character and whatever, and Paige loves the outlaw character, so it's really cool. She's an absolute sweetheart. But yeah, that's kind of my advice to anybody that's getting into acting or getting into you know, because all of that stuff applies to acting. Like, it really is. It's just finding a character that you like that corresponds with your personality, and then taking that and timesing it by 10. It's just an over-exaggerated version of yourself. So, like, Bryan Outlaw, when he says stuff, it's the stuff that I want to say that's in my head, but I can't say it. It's the stuff I can't post on Facebook because I'll probably get banned or fired from my job if I post it. But if I say it as part of a character, it makes it okay. So, you know, because it's entertainment. But there are things that I won't say that draw the line, obviously. And there's that fine line and finding that fine line. But sometimes you gotta cross it to get when it comes to being a heel, so. But okay. That's enough of me blabbering here. Let's get to the next match here. Scott Richards, my buddy Scott Richards, I made him in this game. Versus Johnny Gargano. Here we go. And I think Bailey still hates me for that. I think Bailey still hates me. But because I saw her before she turned heel. I saw her as the hugger. I saw her before she turned heel. It was my friend's first live wrestling event, and I was like, let's wave to Bailey. Let's wave to Bailey. Let's see if she can see us. And we waved, and I was jealous because I wasn't close enough to get a hug. And I hate getting hugs. I hate hugs. I don't like people touching me. I don't like. I just don't like. I don't like affectionate stuff. Like, I'm a sensitive guy, but I don't like people hugging me or whatever. I don't like any of that. Usually. So, but Bailey, I'm not blind, okay? I'm gonna accept a hug from Bailey. So, you know, I was disappointed I couldn't get it. I was disappointed I couldn't get a hug, but I was telling my buddies, I was telling my buddy Brennan, I was like, let's wave, let's get Bailey to notice us. I said, and he goes, you just want Bailey to notice you, don't you? And I'm like, yeah, bro, that's why you go to these shows. You go to live shows, the ones that aren't on TV, because shit happens that can't happen on TV. So Bailey got up on, I think it was on the top rope, and she was tag team champions with Sasha before, you know, she did the most awesome thing ever and put the chair around Sasha's neck and freaking stomped on it. I loved every second of it. It was fantastic. And then the promo that she gave afterwards, she's like, you think I love stabbing my friend in the back? And she's like, you bet I did. And I'm like, yes. I love this. And I absolutely loved Paige as heel too. So, you know, and I told her that. I said I couldn't boo you as heel because you were badass. Like, you know, and there's just something about a girl that's a badass that like is an absolute badass, even though if it's just like a character or whatever it is. There's just something about a girl kicking ass and not being sorry about it that like just wows me. Because you don't see that a lot. At least in the publicity kind of thing. But we were like, yeah, let's wave and let's wave. So she got up on the top rope with the tag team title, for the women's tag team titles, and we all waved, and my buddy waved, and we were waving to Bailey, and we were holding up the signs, hugger section, we were holding up the signs, and I had my shirt on that said, "Can I get a hug?" It was the NXT shirt. It was one of Bailey's like first shirts when she joined NXT, and a couple minutes later, I think it was like after the match or something. And we were close. We were pretty close, and we were all screaming our heads off and everything. And Bailey went up to the top rope there, and she blew us all a kiss, and I was really like, I was freaking out, because I was like, oh no, I was like, I got something that other fans don't. and now I just use it for the Outlaw character, and I'm like, did you get Bailey to blow you a kiss? No, I did. That means I'm doing something right. Scott Richards, he hits the page turner here. The page turner is actually the finisher my buddy uses as his move. He uses the page turner as his finisher, which is awesome. It's great. And he hit it pretty well. Like, he sent me a video of him hitting the page turner on his trainer, and that was fantastic. He had great form, too. But everything that happens in real life, like, that I do that happens in real life, I kind of find a way to use that as the Outlaw character and just exaggerate it a little bit. Like, some of the clips that I've done of, like, Paige's stream, you know, some of the interactions that her and I have had, like, IRL on her, like, stream or whatever, I'll use that as leverage a little bit. Like, when I remember this one promo that I did, and you guys have probably seen it before, where I used Cody's marriage with his wife Brandy as a way to be healed. I used it. I basically called his marriage a waste of time and blah 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 here and there, and then I shared a screenshot of my actual Twitter of Deonna Purrazzo, Allie, and Rosemary liking my one tweet, and I said, why just have one when you can have them all? And I still live by that motto still. Why just have one when you can have multiple people that know your name? Multiple girls that know your name. Multiple friends of mine. Like, I have, like, me as a person, I have a lot more girls that are my friends than dudes. So, and I enjoy hanging out with every single one of them. And me, you guys know about it because I've said it on stream before. You know, I was in a relationship that wasn't healthy, that just wasn't good, and, you know, ever since then, I never dated after that. You know, because kind of my will to date kind of just went downhill, because I was just like, why should I have to, you know, intimately, you know, date somebody when I have all these friends and all of these, you know, things to be grateful for, you know? When I had somebody who wasn't appreciative of, you know, what I was giving them, you know. And it's all about surrounding yourself with people that love you, whether it's, you know, friends that you meet online or whatever it be. And that's what I try and do. I try and create a positive community and try to be funny and you know, create some laughs and smiles for people. You know, that's what I try and do here. Scott Richards now sends Gargano into the barricade. As Gargano with a crimson mask, though. I didn't even see that there. Sending him back first into the barricade. This is very unlike Scott Richards here to just wait for the count out here. As Johnny Wrestling begins to stir here. All heart and no soul from Johnny Gargano. belly-to-belly suplex. Oh, but Johnny, though. Johnny turns it around. Now Johnny with a couple of shots here. An enziguri there. What a good enziguri there from Johnny Gargano. Now Johnny's looking for a way back into this match after Scott Richards has taken over this matchup for quite some time here. It's an elbow right to the head there. This is face Johnny, yes. Heel Johnny is not in this game. But I love Johnny as a heel, though. All heart and no soul, Johnny. As he goes for the cover here, and a kick out at one from Scott Richards, and Johnny can't believe it here. It's Johnny Gargano lifting him up now. And a cutter there. What a cutter from Johnny Gargano. He's going to lift him right up after that. Wow, really? Now looking to go in the corner, and wow. Taking him down is Scott Richards, and now Scott Richards with the right hands, and now a kick right to the midsection there. Maybe a little bit low to the belt there. Now looking for the Paige turner again. Looking for the Paige turner, and he connects. He connects with the Paige turner. Check out this replay here. Perfectly executed from Scott Richards. The reason why he didn't go for the pin is because Johnny was a little close to the ropes there, dragging him away. 1, 2, and Johnny Gargano with a kick out at 2.5 here. To be honest, I don't remember Johnny ever doing cutters either, but Scott Richards is on a warpath right now with Johnny Gargano. This isn't just a match. This is a war. This is a fight. And the one with more heart, and I mean, Johnny Gargano, all heart, no soul. The super kick right to Johnny Gargano. I don't know how much he got of that. That positioning was kind of odd there. And now I think Scott Richards is going to run in here. He's going to run in. Wow, what a knee. I think that was a knee there. Or an elbow, some type of which. I can't tell from the camera angle. It looks like an elbow there. Can't tell from that camera angle, but it connected nonetheless. And Johnny Gargano again with the kick out at 2.5. I thought that was going to be the end. I thought that was going to be the end of Johnny. But now a Paige turner. Again from Scott Richards. 1, 2, and Johnny kicked out of that as well. Johnny kicked out of that as well. And Johnny somehow is still in this. Johnny hasn't really hit anything at all as Scott Richards is fired up right now with a kick to the back of the leg there and sends Johnny down. This is all Scott Richards right now. It's a super kick right to Johnny. 1, 2. No way. Come on. Johnny Gargano is just absolutely insane right now. Johnny is not giving up here. And Scott is just continuing to beat the living hell out of Johnny. He's got so much heart, yet no soul. And it makes you wonder, what's happening here? But Johnny with a comeback with a jawbreaker. Now Johnny takes down Scott, but Scott rolls out to the outside. Scott having the wherewithal to roll out to the outside. Perfectly there, but Johnny comes in after him. Johnny now lifting him up. And now face first off of the canvas, or off of the apron, excuse me. And now Scott's busted open. Scott is busted open as Johnny now finally getting a second wind here. Johnny takes out the referee. I don't know if that's what he intended to do, but he took out the referee. Referee's getting right back up though. I don't even know if that's what he intended to do, but a kick out at one anyway. I don't know, maybe Johnny secretly hates our ref. We've gone through a couple of referees since the start of this show anyway. Hate to go through another one. Looks like a referee did not sell that knockdown there, but that's okay. The referee's job is to officiate this match. There's Johnny now with a jawbreaker. And now Johnny, no. Johnny just plants Scott Richards. 1, 2. Now he's got Scott, and Scott kicks out at 2.5 here. Scott kicks out, and now a belly to back suplex there. And now looking for a super kick here from Johnny Gargano. And oh, Scott Richards got out of the way. A rolling Sabat kick, though, sends him into the ropes. Now tried for an Enziguri. Blocked it here, and now looking for the Paige Turner again. He turned it into the Paige Turner. And now he's looking for the final exclamation point here. And he connects. He launched Johnny. And I think he's out cold now. 1, 2, and Johnny again kicks out. What is going on? There's no way Johnny should be surviving. Tried for the drop kick, missed. And Johnny is still fighting somehow. This is absolutely ridiculous. Either he's just no-selling anything, or just, I don't even know what to say right now. This was all Scott Richards, and then Johnny was coming back, and then it got to Scott Richards again. And now we're seeing these two bleeding profusely from their foreheads. Now it's just a matter of who's going to quit first. It really does seem like the anime protagonist fighting against the antagonist here. It really does. Neither of them looking to give up here. It really does. It's like that never-ending boss fight in a video game where the boss is just constantly healing himself and everything in between is... Oh, what a kick! To the back from Scott Richards, and a drop kick. Barely got any of that. And a super kick again. And now, is it this time? Is it finally over? Hopefully it is here. Hopefully it is here. As Scott Richards. Can he get the win? And yes, finally, Scott Richards has defeated Johnny Gargano after a war. An absolute war. An absolute war, folks. That is Scott Richards right there. That was one hell of a match if I'd ever seen one. But I think our main event is coming up next. Stay tuned as we go over to the break screen. And our main event of the afternoon, morning, or whatever time it is. Have you ever had a "Why do I hear boss music" moment on the show? That I've had moments like that where I've seen matches, or I've called matches that seems like it's never ending. And it may sound biased here, but I think one of the best matches that I ever called was back in season 4 of RCW at RCW Anarchy, when it was Sky Outlaw and Luna Outlaw for the women's championship. And then there was another match, I believe it was at RCW Recoil, I think it was, where it was Sky Outlaw versus Luna Outlaw, and I think it was an Iron Women's match, or maybe a 2 out of 3 falls match. And that match was absolutely insane, because you honestly didn't know, like, half of the time, sometimes I script the matches, but in matches like that, the moments that happened in those two matches, and the reason why I say Sky and Luna in both of those matches is because not only are they sisters in this universe, but it is the story that surrounded it. The proving who was the better sister. It wasn't a sibling rivalry, if you will. It was more or less who's proving to be the better sister. And you know, in Iron Man and Iron Women's matches, where it's 20 minutes under RCW rules, like, anything can happen within those 20 minutes. And, you know, to see Luna's comeback in that match, you know, was absolutely insane. And even if I have a scripted winner, most of the time, I'll give you guys a little bit of a secret. Most of the time, I don't script a winner. I don't. Because I have a storyline written out in so many different scenarios that it doesn't matter who wins. And I do that simply to add the surprising factor. Because I feel like wrestling nowadays is very, very predictable. You know, when you see Brock Lesnar in a match, we've seen Brock Lesnar in matches. And, you know, you can almost predict it. He's gonna... The guy may get... his opponent may get some offense, and then he's gonna hit the German suplexes multiple times over and over and over, and then he's gonna hit an F5, and then it's gonna be done. But with these matches, I don't like to have that. I like to have a match where anything can happen, including, you know, whether it be Luna Outlaw winning or Sky Outlaw winning. Edge's return wasn't predictable, and the only reason why it wasn't was because of his neck injury. You know, but a lot, and when I say predictable, I mean, like, certain returns are never predictable. But when I'm talking about just matches in general, where, you know, if you know the opponent, like, for example, The Fiend. The way they booked The Fiend to be a monster or whatever, and then all of a sudden he wins. I knew that Drew was gonna win in WrestleMania, because if he didn't win it, then there would be no point to him winning the Royal Rumble. Like, and I've seen WWE pull stuff like that. And I don't believe doing that. Like, I believe, my pay-per-views aren't, as big as, a Royal Rumble or something like that. But I believe in my show, or at least in wrestling, that every match should have a purpose. In the sense where it is the company's responsibility to make you care about a face, or make you care about a heel, or make you care about the people that are in the match. If people don't give a shit, they're not going to give a shit. And that's the problem. Is that, like, early on, the Divas Revolution, people didn't really care about the women's matches. They didn't. They weren't a part of anything big. They weren't doing the matches that they're doing now. At least in WWE, they weren't. In Impact, I would say that, like, TNA and Impact were the ones that were... I think they have the best women's division in all of wrestling. Simply because of the storylines that they do, and the fact that they have tag team titles coming back, and what I've been enjoying, and me being a fan of Rosemary, I've always loved what they've done with her. And they're always good about pushing the envelope a little bit. Whereas in WWE, and I'm not bashing every woman in WWE, because there's some things that they're doing great, but in retrospect, there's things that Vince wants done his way, and only his way. And, like Liv Morgan is an example. She was doing all these vignettes and all this stuff, and then they did really nothing with it. I thought she was going to be Sister Abigail, but having Alexa be that is awesome, and I think that's good for her, and she's having fun doing that. I think that's pretty cool and creepy as hell, and I think it's cool for her. But it's kind of like that. When you see somebody that has talent that doesn't get utilized properly. And I understand, in the WWE, or in a business that is big as the wrestling industry, not everyone can be stars. Not everyone can be champion, or whatever. But everyone deserves to have a shot at something. Whether that be at a title, or, just showing off your skills. You know what I mean? And Deonna Purrazzo is a huge example of that, because in 6 months at Impact, she came back to Impact, because I watched her in her ROH days and her Impact days, her first run with Impact. And in 6 months at Impact, she's already 2-time Knockouts champion. And she's loving it. And in WWE, they didn't use her at all. They didn't understand her virtuoso gimmick, and there's nothing to understand about it. Because virtuoso, or virtuosa, means you're good. You have a good technical ability, and she's good at technical wrestling. Like submissions, working holds, things like that. So there's really nothing to not understand or not comprehend about it when it's an actual freaking word in the dictionary. So it kind of rubbed me the wrong way when they were, kind of just like, we have nothing for you. And it's sad because, nobody wants to end up like that. Nobody wants to end up sitting backstage and not having anything to do and and I even said this multiple times. I said, if I was in WWE, I can tell you exactly what Vince would do with me. He would put me in a wheelchair. He would. Because he'd be like, you're handicapped. You're physically handicapped. You can't do anything for us. You can't. So we're going to fulfill stereotypes. Because that's what he does. Like, he likes big guys. He likes big guys like Brock Lesnar. Then you get a guy like Rey Mysterio, who was a part of the stupid Seth Rollins storyline and everything else. So, like, if he doesn't like you, or if he can't find anything for you, he'll just stereotype you. Or he'll, put you in... And And I'm just saying that because I've heard it from people who have been in that company. And, you know, to me, that it's not to diss Vince McMahon. I think he's a genius for what he's created. But at the same time, when you have talent that's unhappy like that, but you also have talent that have something to show, and you don't give them that opportunity because of whatever reason, then what's the point in being there? You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather do something that I love working for somebody like Impact, and not to diss Impact at all, but I'd rather work for Impact or work for, you know, a company that I know that I'm going to be utilized, that I know that I have control over what I do and things like that, than to work for a company where they want me to be a certain way and only this way. Because all my life I was told that. All my life I was told, you know, you're never going to do anything. You're always going to be that. You're going to work a desk job for the rest of your life. You're going to, you know, I was always labeled because I walked with a cane or I used a wheelchair or whatever it was, and I was sick of doing that. And, you know, in wrestling, you can be whatever the frick you want to be because you're creating a character. So with the Outlaw, I just did what was best. And luckily, you know, I've gotten some tips from Rosemary. Rosemary has helped me out with my promos. Deanna Perrazzo has been an absolute sweetheart. And she loved the promo that I did for her, which was cool. And, you know, it's cool knowing that actual wrestlers that you look up to love your character, even if you're not in the industry. And I heard from Mick Foley when I met him. I met Mick Foley, kindest man I ever met in my life. He told me, he's like, you got passion, kid. He goes, you remind me of me. And I told him, and I'm like, dude, I don't have the balls to fall 15 feet onto freaking concrete. Have some 7-foot guy toss me off of a freaking cage and send me crashing to the floor, breaking literally every bone in my body. And he goes, you don't have to be like that. He goes, to get over, you just have to be you. And he goes, you're going to get over. He goes, I know that you're going to. Wherever you decide to go, he goes, I know you're going to, because you got passion, kid. It's running right through you. And I cried, because Mick Foley is one of my heroes. He is one of the guys that I've always looked up to as a big guy in the business. I took a lot of inspiration from him, a lot of inspiration from Jake the Snake Roberts, a lot of inspiration from those guys. And like, the Outlaw wouldn't exist without those guys. The Outlaw wouldn't exist without Paige either. Because Paige is the whole reason I made that character. Because I loved her, so the whole reason why I made that character was because of, you know, girls like Bayley and Paige. So, you know, they deserve some credit too. Well, let's get to our main event, guys. It is Daniel Bryan and Lio Rush in a 2 out of 3 falls. This is going to be fantastic. So we have Daniel Bryan, the leader of the Yes Movement. The Yes Movement is now back. It is no longer dead. And Daniel Bryan looks more ready than ever. Former RCW Carnage champion, as he looks to take on the agile Lio Rush. And let's get Lio Rush out here. And he was talented too. He was one of the guys that I was upset that got released too. He was a really talented kid for his young age too. Let's get to this match, folks. Lio Rush and Daniel Bryan, 2 out of 3 falls. And real quick, I'm going to turn on the HUD for you guys so you guys can see the falls here. You can hear the chants of Daniel Bryan from the RCW universe here as a German suplex. It is 2 out of 3 falls. We do not finish at 1 fall apiece. Disqualifications do apply as well as countouts. But I doubt these two are going to leave the ring too much. They're going to rely on their agility to carry them here. What's up, Slev? Thank you for the lurk. I appreciate you so much. Now, Lio Rush now. And that was barely even a kick. I think Lio Rush oversold that a little bit. And oh, what a drop kick in the corner. Now Daniel Bryan's fired up here. And another drop kick in the corner from Daniel Bryan. Like I said, that quick agility coming into play here. For the leader of the Yes Movement. And going to the corner again is Lio Rush. Now Daniel Bryan with a sunset flip into the pin combination here. Looking for the first fall and a kick out at 1. Now working on the arm here of Lio Rush, going after the arm. Just viciously stomping at the arm here. And now those patented yes kicks, or as The Miz likes to call them, it kicks. And Lio Rush is in huge trouble here as Lio Rush again with the kick out at 2 as Daniel Bryan almost had Lio Rush for the first fall. Now going after that arm again. Going after that arm is Daniel Bryan. Oh, but Lio Rush now. Lio Rush pushing Bryan away. And oh, what a clothesline to the outside of the ring here. Now Lio desperately needs to find something here. His face first right off the apron. He desperately needs to find something here. As Lio Rush has taken a lot of punishment in this matchup. And a kick out easily for Daniel Bryan. I don't know how wise that was for Lio Rush to go for that cover, knowing that Daniel Bryan has yet to really take any too much damaging punishment here as a suplex here. And now going after the chest of Lio Rush and going back to that arm again. And look at all of this punishment that Lio Rush is enduring right now. As Daniel Bryan runs into the corner, drop kick, no! Lio Rush turns it into a Hurricane Rana. And just like that, Lio Rush is back where he wants him here. Now, a Boston Crab, he's putting so much pressure on the back. There's so much pressure on the back of Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan's trying to hang on here as Lio Rush has his best moment here in this matchup, and Daniel Bryan gets out of it. But he's working ahead here. He's working real hard on the back of Daniel Bryan, and that DDT there. 1. No, Daniel Bryan with the kick out there. What a back and forth matchup we are seeing here. Both men going for covers after covers, trying to figure something out. It's Lio Rush now. Oh, no. Lio Rush. Lio Rush going for... Oh, my God. The kick to the side of the head. With the momentum from the corner here. 1, 2. And Daniel Bryan gets the kick out at 2.5 here. Daniel Bryan still going here. And now Lio Rush. Lio Rush now. Lifting up Daniel Bryan, but Daniel Bryan breaks out of it. Daniel Bryan breaks out of it. Looking for the yes lock. The yes lock right from it. The yes lock on Lio Rush. Yes lock on Lio Rush. He's got it locked in. Nowhere for Lio Rush to go here. But Lio Rush somehow gets out of it. What a sequence. What a sequence. From Daniel Bryan here. Now Daniel Bryan looking for that German suplex, but a couple of elbows right to the face of Daniel Bryan here. Now Lio Rush, oh my God, just got planted off of that Hurricane Rana that he tried to do again. And a couple of kicks right to the face in the corner as Lio Rush is getting absolutely mauled here in the corner here. He's taking the biggest punishment ever in this matchup, and Daniel Bryan's looking to get the first fall with his patented running knee as he runs in and gets the knee off of Lio Rush. 1, 2, and Lio Rush kicks out. Lio Rush is still in this somehow, even after the running knee. And those yes chants you're hearing from the audience here as Daniel Bryan tries to rally. Daniel Bryan trying to rally here. He's done his job here throughout this match. Oh, what a rake to the eyes. Thumb to the eyes here from Lio Rush, and a drop kick right to the side of the head. And the crowd's definitely not liking this right now. Irish whip to the corner here. And now Lio Rush. Lio Rush now, what's he going for here? Lio Rush, oh my God, what a Dream Valley driver there. And now Lio Rush going... Oh no, not the final hour. We're gonna go for the final hour! The splash on Daniel Bryan. 1, 2, and Daniel Bryan kicks out. Daniel Bryan kicks out, and we are still tied at nothing. Nothing there. Daniel Bryan and Lio Rush are pulling out all the stops here in this main event. And Daniel Bryan's got Lio Rush against the ropes and now stomping on that hamstring. Stomping on that hamstring, and now Bryan's going for it again. The yes kicks. The special yes kicks. And now, what is Bryan looking to do here? Lio Rush turns it around. But oh! Daniel Bryan's got him in the yes lock again. He's got him in the yes lock again. And this time, Lio Rush has to tap. And now, Daniel Bryan's got the go-ahead fall. Now, Lio Rush has to come from behind. As difficult as that is, he's got to do it on a drop kick, and that busted him wide open. And Daniel Bryan again with another drop kick in the corner. Again, Lio Rush has to come from behind here. As a double leg takedown there from Lio Rush, but he's got to come from behind, and that's the hardest thing to do in 2 out of 3 falls matches. Because you have to get 2 falls to win. It's not just one 1-1. Lio Rush is behind, and he has to get 2 falls to win this thing now. And the problem was he took so much punishment early on that it's been really hard for him to really get any leverage as he works on the arm of Daniel Bryan here. He's trying to rip the shoulder out of its socket here. And a couple of kicks to the leg. He can't hit that final hour if he doesn't have the kicks. Oh, and a dragon screw. Oh, and now working on the leg again. What? Pounding the leg into the canvas there. And look at that knee. Lio Rush holding on to that knee and now working on the arm again. That has been a huge target throughout this matchup the whole time. Is now Daniel Bryan again going for those yes kicks. And now the problem is for Lio Rush here. Those ribs are severely attacked, and when you can't breathe, it's going to be hard as hell to continue on. And Daniel Bryan's looking for that running knee to Lio Rush. 1, 2 to take it. And no, Lio Rush kicks out. He is still in this now. Lio Rush doesn't want to go down without a fight here. And again, Daniel Bryan stomping away on the ribs of Lio Rush. The potential injured ribs of Lio Rush are now going after another arm from Lio Rush here. He's trying to loosen him up a little bit from the submission, possibly the yes lock. As Lio Rush has got to find some way back into this. And that might be it. That might be it as Lio Rush takes down Daniel Bryan. Looking to get back into it. Looking to tie it 1-1. And no. Daniel Bryan still very, well, not as fresh, but still relatively unscathed. And another driver here. A Dream Valley driver from Lio Rush. Now Lio Rush again. Lio Rush looking for that kick right to the side of the head. And he connects with it. He's got it. He's got that kick right to the side of the head, but he's not going for the cover. Not going for the cover, mind you. I don't know how wise that is. And now Lio Rush with the DDT. The Tilt-A-Whirl DDT from Lio Rush. And now what a stomp to the face of Daniel Bryan. Now going for the final hour. Looking for the final hour. The final hour to Daniel Bryan. 1, 2, 3. And just like that, Lio Rush ties it up. Lio Rush ties it up, Mo, but an enziguri. An enziguri here. Daniel Bryan trying to prove his worth here. Oh, maybe Lio Rush is a little bit dazed. Doesn't know exactly where he is. Back and forth here from these two men. A shot to the back, but oh, Lio Rush turns it around, and now Daniel Bryan is in the corner. Uh-oh. Lio Rush, what a kick to the face from inside that corner there from the second rope. And apparently Lio Rush is gonna walk the paint off here. Now turning himself around, propping Daniel Bryan up here. Now just working away, doing a little bit of old school technical wrestling here. Working away here on Daniel Bryan. But Daniel Bryan finding a way out of this. Daniel Bryan now. Daniel Bryan, what's he going for this time? You already hear the crowd chanting, and I don't even know what's going to happen here. Daniel Bryan hitting the ropes. Oh my God. Taking out Lio Rush with a suicide dive. And what great replays we got from that. Oh, but Lio Rush, though. Lio Rush is still coherent. Lio Rush is still fighting back. You can see the marks, I believe, on Daniel Bryan's chest here from those chops. As these two continue to punish each other on the outside. And at some point, the referee's gonna have to stop this for the sake of both men. And as Daniel Bryan realizes, even though that he has a count of 20, he doesn't want Lio Rush to get any of that extra time, and that's exactly why here. Because now these men are in the crowd, despite the referee's count. Both men fighting. In the crowd here. This is what Lio Rush did. Lio Rush sent him here. You still have a count of 20. And Daniel Bryan's gonna walk back. Not this, man. Not this way. And it appears that Lio Rush is gonna get back in with a count of 15. But Daniel Bryan's there waiting for him. As he goes for the cover to win the match. 1, 2, and Lio Rush kicks out. Now he's going for those yes kicks again. Look at this camera angle. Perfect. Perfect camera angle right here. Now it's all over but the shouting. As Daniel Bryan is about to gear up. Something here as he allows Lio Rush to get back to his feet. That's very strange, and going after him again. Now getting him to the middle of the ropes here. This might be very wise here as he's looking to go for the yes lock. That's why he dragged him to the middle. He dragged him to the middle so he has nowhere to go, but now Lio Rush can use the momentum to get out of it. And Lio Rush somehow got out of that. Got out of the S-lock. Oh, no, 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 no. The kill switch. 1, 2, and Daniel Bryan kicks out in 2.5. Daniel Bryan kicks out. Lio Rush almost completed the ultimate comeback. But now Daniel Bryan pushed him away. Oh, but a kick to the midsection. What a back and forth match. This is a pay-per-view quality match here. It's Daniel Bryan. Now Daniel Bryan going up against the ropes. Drop kick right to the back there. Referee telling him to get back as Lio Rush is being checked on. At some point, either of these two men are going to have to say, are gonna just have to give up. I mean, there isn't an I quit match in this game, but one of them is going to have to say, stop it, I give up, because otherwise they're gonna suffer serious injury here. You know, I'm looking out for the health of our superstars here, and it doesn't seem good for Lio Rush. As now Daniel Bryan with another drop kick in the corner. And this is absolutely nuts. And another shot. And Daniel Bryan is absolutely winded right now. But now, Daniel Bryan, with every fiber of his being, looking to end this finally with a yes lock. He's got the yes lock locked into Lio Rush, and it's not going to take too much time as he taps out Lio Rush fairly quickly with that, and he wins this matchup tonight. After all the punishment that both of these men took, mostly Lio Rush took the front end of it, it was Daniel Bryan that was able to dish out the most punishing punishment I have ever seen in a main event right here. Lio Rush came back towards the end, made it 1-1, but it was Daniel Bryan that came out victorious, guys, and thank you guys so much for joining me for this RCW show. I appreciate you guys sticking with me. It's great that we solved that audio issue. Not really. I mean, we're just using a different Elgato, but it's good that we have. We still had the Elgato to use to capture this gameplay and bring it to you guys. So, I will give you guys an update as to when the pay-per-view, the RCW Ascend pay-per-view, is going to commence. I know, King Cobra, like you said, it's a little bit early today that I'm on Twitch, and you might be seeing that every once in a while. You know, so keep an eye out. Normally, I don't go live on Wednesdays, but because I'm not going to be live on Thanksgiving, I felt like you guys deserve like a makeup date for that day that I'm not going to be on. So, I appreciate all you, and you guys are awesome. I cannot believe that next episode is our season finale. It doesn't feel real at all, because let me tell you guys, like, everything that I've done in my personal life has revolved around this show. You know, when I first started this show, I was going to college for music production, music recording and music production. And then because of this show and because of stuff that was going on at college, I decided to transfer to another college. And then I changed my major to something else. And then I changed my major again. But one thing has always remained the same, and that is my love for professional wrestling. That is my love for this show. And you guys, I really gotta hand it to you guys, because, you know, when I first started this show, I didn't think it was gonna be really anything at all. You know, and that's the thing. It's like, how can you really predict what something is gonna turn into until you try it? You can't really, and I feel like that's what stops people. People stop trying because they think that, you know, it's not practical or it's going to be a waste of time or whatever. Like, when I started it, I thought, you know, oh, it'll be cool to have my own wrestling show too. And with technology and video games, you can do almost anything now. So, you know, it's so great to see what this show has blossomed into over the years, with meeting Sakate, Young Sin, and all those guys that do their own E-Feds, and seeing our superstars in each other's E-Feds, and seeing and having that idea of merging storylines for our E-Feds is fantastic. And I'm really, really excited to see what all of this turns into. I'm really excited, and I can't wait for the Xbox Series X. I can't wait for the games that I had mentioned, the wrestling games of next year. And I can't wait to see what the future holds for just wrestling content for me. Because I've always said that there's only so much you can do with this game. Obviously I take it a step further and I use like other games like GTA and stuff like that to further storylines, but the one thing I've always wished is to have a game that you can do all of that in. To where you don't necessarily have to go from game to game to game to game to game to make something awesome. And that's what I mentioned earlier in the stream with the ideas that I had for WWE 2K going forward. Because, we shouldn't have to go from game to game to game to game to game to make something fun. We should have a fun game at the source and use whatever the game gives us to make it more fun, and it's the developer's responsibility to do so. So I'm really excited to just see where this goes. Obviously, the Outlaws are going to be a part of every wrestling game that I'll be getting my hands on. I'll be creating the Outlaws. I'm interested to see how the Outlaws are going to look in a game like the Wrestling Code. If you've seen some of those character models, those are some of the best looking character models I have ever seen in my entire life. And I'm not exaggerating. Like, that is good. It is insane. And what they want to do, they want to have custom signs, they want to have a game that is dedicated to people like me who want to customize stuff. And I'm really excited, and Virtual Basement has been very transparent, letting people know, what's to come up in the game, and it's going to come out next year. I'm not sure in a time frame, but they said 2021, and I'm really excited to see what happens, because I'm excited, and I want something awesome. That's what I want. And I want something to create awesome content with. I want to keep doing this, and I want to take RCW a step further, whether that's making an entirely new universe in a different game, or something else, or just expanding it from the 2K series into another game. Like, I would love to do that. I would really like to do that. It is awesome, and I'm over the moon right now. I'm really excited, and I'm just really thankful for everything you guys have done throughout the 2 years of me doing this show. If you told me now that I'd be doing this and that I would be graduating in college in 2 weeks, I would have laughed in your face. I would have said, yeah, right. But, like, to have something that continuously evolves over time. Because in the wrestling world, you have to keep yourself relevant. It's what Chris Jericho said. You have to keep yourself relevant. You constantly have to keep reinventing yourself, trying new things. And I think that applies to real life too. Like, to prevent yourself from getting bored, you constantly have to, like, look back and maybe try new things and keep things going. And that's what I'm trying to do with RCW. I'm trying to do it, and with this new championship and just plenty of other stuff to come, I'm really excited. I'm really excited, and I'm glad that I have you guys along for the ride. So I thank you guys so much, and you guys are amazing. I love y'all. Hopefully you have a safe, awesome, cool Thanksgiving. Stay safe. Wear a mask. Wash your hands. Do whatever you need to do to stay safe. And hopefully you guys have an awesome Thanksgiving. I will see you guys on Friday. I'm really excited, and I thank you guys for a wonderful 2 years so far doing this show, and we're going to keep going it strong. So I thank you guys so much, and I will catch you guys on Friday. I will see you guys then.